Okay, y'all, I'm just actually waking up, but listen, Josh Shapiro drops the hammer on JD Vance. You can go and hear it for yourself. It's on at the Midas Touch. I turned on the TV and I was like, what's going on with Pennsylvania? Go Steelers. But Josh Shapiro, they get, there's a lot of people in that state who vote red. However, they are some of the largest recipients of SNAP benefits. And even though Josh is the governor, a lot of the people in the actual House and their local government are Republicans. So JD Vance, and this is not allegedly, who went and filed suit because they were saying that you're supposed to get partial payments of your SNAP. But JD Vance went to court to file to request to suspend all SNAP benefits. So I was like, I heard this a while back, but I wasn't sure why he was doing it when he comes from an area where I think it was called Appalachia or something like that. But wherever he's from, he wrote books about it. He wrote books about their plight, how he was brought up poor. And I think in his book, allegedly, it said something about he was on SNAP benefits. So people are like, wait a minute, it was okay for you to be on them, for that is the reason that helped get you to where you're at, because he came out of poverty with that, then wrote about it, and his books made him millions of dollars. And now he's destroying the programs that helped him. Yeah. And the crazy part about it is they want so bad to cover up and tell a lot of a lot of palm face voters that it's the dark people that are using these programs the most, when in fact the population that uses SNAP benefits the most are white rural voters. And then it's Mexicans, then it's Hispanics, meaning Puerto Ricans and black together. Asians are pretty much behind them, and all the other ethnicities coming in between. But the majority of SNAP benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, what was it? It was TANF food stamp beneficiaries are rural white people who vote red. And now Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania is on the Midas Touch. I'm telling you, looking at it right now, he's snapping on him. He was talking about how JD Vance, he was like, I know my Bible. I'm trying to quote Josh Shapiro. So if I get something wrong, I'll say allegedly, but he was basically saying to JD Vance, I know my Bible. My Bible says that you don't close your fist to people who are in need and who want to eat. You're supposed to open your hand to them and feed the poor. He also said that you're supposed to he said it's breaking his heart to know that he's out here seeing people starving, and all JD Vance is doing, and he talks about he's a Christian. He's basically calling him a fake Christian, and he's saying that everything that this administration is saying about how they have Christian values and stuff is not true. It's not true. He's saying, at least with Donald Trump, you know what you're getting. You know he doesn't care about the American people. But with JD Vance, he's basically fake, like a phony or something like that. And I'll say everything I'm saying is allegedly because I can't get the story right. And he is going in like because a reporter was asking him questions about SNAP, and he said the reason he went to court is because he was seeing his people hungry. Josh Shapiro is a Democrat, but he won the state of Pennsylvania because he genuinely cares about everybody. And when he was speaking, he didn't say, oh, I had my people. As soon as I went to court and we got it approved to get full benefits, I had my people just push the button so my blue voters can get their SNAP benefits. No, supplemental nutrition program. He did not say that. He said, I got my guy that's in charge of that to push the button to make the money start flowing so that he can put money on all Pennsylvanians' cards. So all you in Pennsylvania that keep running around thinking that JD Vance and this administration care about you, they literally went to court to stop your SNAP benefits. They literally passed a bill to gut Medicare, Medicaid, Section 8 housing. They want to make Social Security go into like a fund. So if you're someone who works and you're getting Social Security and you've been paying it for decades, I don't know how that would work, because then someone just came out saying that a lot of those programs have been depleted. Basically, the money that's been in those programs, somebody in this administration is allegedly pilfering it. We'll say just pilfering, going through it, using it for their pet projects. All right. And Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, when the Trump administration's lawyer was up there trying to speak, John Sauer, about stopping some of these benefits, she asked the question about where's the money at, and he couldn't even tell her where the money was at right now. Money that is by voted in by Congress last under Joe Biden that should have been put in a contingency fund so that these programs will be funded. They're saying they don't know where the money's at, but yet and still they send billions of dollars to Argentina. I think it's Argentina, and to ensure, because they were saying, oh, their people are poor and they need it. But yet and still, they're Americans suffering, and y'all not poor as they see it. It's almost as if, and it's just really baffling to me that it's almost like they're saying they don't care if Americans who need these programs, even medical insurance, suffer, not thinking that if Americans are dying and sick and not making it in this country, their kids are going, even active duty, if they're suffering, who's going to take care of this country? Because poor people, rich people ain't. Who's going to make their meals? Who's when they go to these restaurants? Who's going to clean their houses? Because they use maids most likely to clean most of their houses. Who's going to be their chauffeurs? Who's going to make sure that they take care of their businesses at their companies that they all have? Because most of the individuals who work in this administration are millionaires and billionaires. Yeah, in every sector. I'm talking from electricity, like when you're talking about solar energy, not even solar, we're on top because they don't want solar. The coal companies, things that pollute the environment, all those people are covering down on the Department of Energy and all these things to push us back to when people were sick. So that then helps the pharmaceutical companies because then they will just keep feeding you meds. And if you deplete, go to the dark side, go back to, to ashes, dust to dust, ashes to ash. You know what they say when people pass away, then the mortuary people, which are a lot of rich people, will make money. Everything they're doing is to benefit the uber rich. And you better wake up. And the reason I saw this article is because allegedly Musk's dad was trying to say, get on there and talk some craziness. But I'll talk about that in a different video. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Get on Midas Touch and check it out. It says Governor Josh Shapiro drops the hammer on JD Vance over his refusal to fund SNAP. So all of you that keep voting the color of these glasses, you are voting and you use those programs, they literally are going to court to stop you from getting those programs, getting your benefits. Yeah, benefits that was approved by the Democratic president, who a lot of you keep posting talking about he was the worst. No, he never took away your benefits. He gave you benefits. He gave you benefits. The whole time Nancy Speaker Pelosi was in office, they voted in a big, beautiful bill, and not the big, beautiful bill, their bill to fund the roads and bridges and things like that. We didn't have planes dropping out the skies. We didn't have air traffic controllers going without food. We didn't have regular workers getting fired from their jobs in the thousands, getting kicked out of their jobs, getting let go in the thousands and thousands. We didn't have people going hungry. Yeah, there were people, and I'm not going to say that. People were going hungry from poverty, but they weren't going hungry to this magnitude. There are regular Americans with degrees getting kicked off their jobs under this administration and not knowing how they're going to, like they were at their wits' end to where they couldn't pay their mortgage. Like people with educations, just because of this administration wanted to build a big, beautiful ballroom, saying that because Democrats still have not found out where this money is coming from. And everybody's now thinking that this money allegedly came from those benefits that were supposed to go to y'all that need SNAP, WIC, TANF, and all those things like that. Yeah, y'all better wake up. This is getting crazy, and Democrats are not playing. They're literally now just putting it out there. And it's up to you to decipher it, figure it out. But another thing is, don't get fooled because this administration is trying to send everybody $2,000. And that's what happened last time. It was like, oh, I got me a STEMI check, all these craziness. No, that's to cover up all the shenanigans they're doing in the background, because each one of those billionaires is making billions, and $2,000 to every American is nothing compared to what these billionaires are making off of taxpayers' backs. Y'all need to wake up. Have a great day. Stay blessed. Today is Sunday. Be kind to people. And TikTok, none of this is misinformation. You can go check it out. It's online. And stop slowing down my platform.